Hi Math 2, this is Ms. Van Vickle, and this is the third video in your Unit 4 review video series. And in this video, I'm going to discuss factoring the sum and difference of cubes. So here is our example problem. X to the third minus 8. And the first thing I have to do if I'm going to factor the difference or the sum of cubes is I have to recognize that this is a difference or sum of cubes problem. So a clue here is this leading term, x to the third. Notice that this is something, which is x, to the third power. The other thing I notice is this is also something to the third power. Oops, that should be a 3. And in between the two is a minus sign. If I'm going to factor the difference of cubes, I'm always going to have only two terms. And both the first and the last term are going to be perfect cubes, just like I've shown you in this example. Now, you know me and I'm not big on formulas, but the difference of cubes and the sum of cubes is a formula you just have to memorize until you get used to how it works. And it looks like this, where A is this number right here in the parentheses, and B is 2, that number right there in the parentheses. So now I'm simply going to substitute the values in my problem into this formula, and I get x minus 2, A is x, B is 2, times x squared, because x is A, plus 2 times x plus 4, because b is 2 and this is 2 squared. So let's notice how our factorization worked with the formula. This is A, this is B, A squared is x squared, A times B is 2 times x, and then we have the 4. Notice the signs in our answer. This is the same as the sign in the original problem. This is opposite the sign in the original problem, and this is always positive. So we've got our acronym SOAP worked out here. I want to change the problem just a little bit and show you how it works when it is the sum of cubes. And we'll notice there are a lot of similarities. First of all, we have two terms, and both of our terms are perfect cubes. Again, x is going to be A and b is going to be 2. And our formula looks like A plus B times A squared minus AB plus B squared. And now we can simply substitute A and B into the formula. So we end up getting x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 4. And let's take a look at the signs in our parentheses. This is the same as the original problem. That's where I got that plus from. This is opposite of the original problem, and this is always positive. So take a look at these two and notice that what I have inside the parentheses in terms of x and x, 2 and 2, x squared and x squared, 2x and 2x, and 4 and 4 are exactly the same. The only difference is the signs. This one is negative because I'm factoring the difference of cubes. This one is positive. This one is the opposite, so here it's plus, but here it's negative. And of course, when we factor, this one is always positive. So the first step is to recognize that you have the difference of cubes, and then the second step is to memorize the formula and the way the signs go.